For the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666.
Satanism and satanic cults. Do they exist in this area? Should we be concerned about the videos, music, and books that deal with this subject? Or is this concern an overreaction by concerned citizens toward the darker fascinations of our youth? Town Talk recently invited Steve and Linda Taylor, directors of People Against Satanic Teachings, to our studio to present information on what they consider a very real threat. Stephen and Linda, what is the purpose of your trip to Cape Breton, first of all? Before we get into talking about the concept of Satanism and satanic messages in music, why are you here?
We're here to help to provide education and awareness to the presence and the dangers of Satanism in society today, not just in Cape Breton, but all around the world.
Now, Linda, it's important for us right away to go to the point, of course, that both you and Stephen are profoundly and tragically involved in this story. Perhaps for our viewers you could let them know exactly what happened 4 years ago and take us from that point to perhaps to where we are now.
Okay, 4 years ago. Well, I would go back further than that, because when my son was 13, he started to get interested in the supernatural, in wizardry, horror movies, and this all sparked an interest. And in grade 9, he went at school. He met some other children, I guess, that were interested in the same sort of thing as he was. And through this, he joined a group, and this group, of course, was a satanic group, and that's where he got involved into this, was at school.
Initially now, Stephen, when you detected that there were signs of difficulty with regard to the religion or the occult and Satanism, what was your reaction as a father?
I found it quite hard to believe, or I find it hard to accept that my son was practicing Satanism, and quite frankly, it was total disbelief. Linda, of course, was much more concerned than I was, and I realized just how concerned she was when our family minister began to get involved in the problem. And as things progressed, our son would tell us that, how much he needed this satanic religion and how much he had to worship Satanism. And of course, we discussed all the things that we had heard about Satanism, and he, of course, denied that they sacrifice animals and they drink blood and they cut parts, they might cut their finger off, or, any of the bizarre behavior.
Right.
And, of course, he denied all that, and we even talked about suicide, and he said that it was against his religion, being a Satanist, to commit suicide.
Well, was there a weakness in your own religion at the time, Linda, that would perhaps force Derek to seek another alternative?
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Well, for example, he said to his dad that he felt that he needed this particular religion, this Satanism, as some kind of a force to propel him to some type of happiness. Was he going to church at the time? Was there some weakness within himself that made him do this?
No, he was quite religious, especially as a little boy. I used to have to get him all kinds of Bible stories and read him Bible stories. But then as he was growing up, he wasn't a great lover of school. He hated school. He wasn't a child that loved to go to school. He was a loner. His self-esteem was down. He didn't think very much of himself. So he didn't think he was going to amount to very much when he did grow up. And he looked at the world and he would see, well, we're going to blow ourselves up. There's no jobs out there. There's nothing there for us. And through Satanism, they give you a sense of power and control. And with that, he felt that he had the power and the control. So in school, the teachers would say, well, Derek, I'll give you good grades because I don't want you to put a spell on me. So he had control. He can control his life and other people's lives.
Do you mean to tell me that there were actually teachers who made that type of statement to him?
Oh yes, they told me I should leave him alone and let him practice his own religion. I had no right to tell him that he couldn't.
And Stephen, did he attend church at the time at all?
No, he wasn't. We don't force any of our children to go to church. I feel that it's important to let them know that it's there, what the influence is, but I don't think you really accomplish anything by forcing your child to go to church.
Agreed.
Okay, that's...
I asked him, I did ask him why did he get involved in this, and his answer to me was, I asked God for answers, whatever answers he was looking for, he didn't say, but I asked God. He said God didn't answer, but Satan did.
Well, all right, let's take our viewers through that chronicle of events then, Stephen. How did Satan respond to his prayers or to his questions, his probing?
Well, he would often say that he was an excellent artist. He did beautiful artwork and drawings, and he said that Satan gave him that ability. And we, one time we cleaned all the satanic material out, and he said he couldn't draw anymore. All right. He wouldn't celebrate Christmas with us because it was against his religion. On one Boxing Day, he got a terrible nosebleed, and he told us that the reason his nose bled so bad was because he had wished somebody a Merry Christmas and Satan was punishing him. He said to us one night that he did some sort of a ritual downstairs and his bed shook.
But if you were asking what was Satan giving him in return?
Yes, right.
Okay, he gave him good grades. He gave him, when he got older, there would be a job for him. He wouldn't have to worry about a job. Money, there'd be no problem with money. Girls, there'd be no problem with girls. Plus, he had the power, like I have problems with my back. Now, he honestly believed, I really can't say this was this bad, that he could do a ritual that would cure his mother's back.
I see.
I mean, deep down he was trying to do good, but through
Was there a group
evil.
with whom he was associated, Stephen, that helped him to reinforce these ideas?
There was a small group locally that we are aware of, and there was other groups that he would attend outside our area. He would go outside the area on specific days to recognize certain satanic holy days.
I see.
And I think this grew, like he started out as a dabbler, just doing it on his own, found the group, joined the group, and then I knew he was going to a specific church, because he did tell me this, but he wouldn't tell me the location.
I see.
So it was an organized group he was going to.
But there's no question in your mind, Stephen, that the leader of this group was a very powerful individual, and they had a very specific hold on your son.
Oh yes, there's no question. And there was a rather large investigation around the time of our son's suicide because of the Satanism allegations. And I think that there was a wrong perception there, that we were trying to blame an individual for ordering him to commit suicide, and that wasn't the case. We were trying to raise the awareness that Satanism is alive and it does exist.
Right.
And in spite of what anybody thinks, it's a problem.
Well, without focusing, Linda, on the sensational aspect of the actual suicide, both of you were away that particular day, and Derek was babysitting his younger siblings at the time, and what made him get to the point where he felt this was the answer?
Well, I used to worry about that, and I would ask him, do people take your own lives, sacrifice? And he said no. He said it was against our religion. So I stopped really worrying about that. And we had gone out that day, and he was babysitting his two younger brothers. And the day before, a couple days before, was Candlemas, and it was a high holiday. And I had noticed a change in him, and he had come home from school that day, and he was really depressed. I knew there was something wrong. And I was sore, I was tired, and I was getting, with all that we've been going through, I really didn't, I should have grabbed at that point and said, what is wrong? And I just missed there. And he went down in his room, and that was the last we saw of him.
All right, he has a sister who is now 22, and two brothers who are 12. What kind of emotional impact did it have on them, Stephen?
It was devastating for all of us. But what was meant to tear down our family foundation completely
Right.
backfired. You know, we're a lot closer now as a family. We're more attentive to one another now as a family.
Right.
And you know, we make extra efforts for each other as a family. Now, one of the main purposes of Satanism is destruction. It's very destructive. It's self-destructive, and it's it's outwardly destructive. You know, total anarchy, denial of all authority, and and it goes into a lot deeper into
Right.
other areas. But his particular death was, I believe, to destroy the whole family. And quite frankly, for a few months after his death, we were all, destroyed. But we recognized,
You seized the moment and you picked up the pieces and you went on from there.
Yeah, you have to go on. Regardless of how painful the loss was to us, and we miss him today. There's no question about it. We miss him very deeply, but we have to go on. And while we're going on, why not help some other people and expose this the garbage that's out there.
I want to talk about the so-called garbage, as you name it, in terms of music and other things as well, but let's just have a look at these first of all, Stephen. If you and Linda wouldn't mind commenting on some of these messages that were left behind by your son, by Derek, and maybe let us know what he had to say there.
Well, here we have, is it too late? Forever is a long time to be in hell. Start over. On another page he writes, there must be some mistake. I didn't mean to let them take away my soul. Am I too old? Is it too late? What's going to happen? Shall I die this way? They fill your head full of lies. And of course, in some of this, in his drawings and writings before, he used to draw the upside down cross, to represent the Antichrist. He used to write "Rest in Hell," and his crosses went right side up. His "Rest in Hell" turned to "Rest in Peace." There was some other things that that he had put around. On some drawings, he shows an upside down peace symbol.
Right.
Now that's one of the most common symbols that you'll see in around today. People are wearing peace symbols that are upside down, and they think they are wearing a peace symbol. Now, a peace symbol should be right side up. The upside down peace symbol is known as a cross of Nero. And what it's supposed to represent is the defeat of Christianity.
Right.
And Christ up on an upside down cross with his arms broken. Now, if he took his upside down cross of Nero and turned it right side up to represent the peace symbol.
Just before we break, and speaking about signs, I'd like you to let our viewers know what some of these signs mean, and we will, of course, show them on our screen as well. If you could just comment on a few of those, Stephen, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Here we have, I don't know.
No, they'll be shown anyway. Paul will
Okay.
show those, so you can refer them. He'll show them.
Right. We have the swastika sign, or a broken cross, as it's called. It's originally ancient origin, and it represented the four winds, four seas, the four seasons, and the 4 points of the compass. Now, some others believe that it represented air, water, land, and fire.
Right.
Now, as it was originally designed, it was called an earth wheel, and it moved clockwise and supposed to move in harmony with the forces of the earth. It was reversed by Hitler, and it represents a swastika, and it turns against the forces of the earth. And many people didn't know, but Hitler was deeply involved in the occult.
Okay.
We have the anarchy symbol, the A, with a circle around it, which represents denial of authority. We have a pentagram, and the pentagram is used to perform rituals and do spells, and it's a sign of Satanism. We have the upside down pentagram, which represents a goat's head,
Right.
the goat called the goat of Mendes. We have the horned hand, which is the sign of the beast. Just one of
So
I don't
those-
have,
those are
and
some,
of course
right.
the peace symbol you have here. You see this, that is a cross of Nero. That's not a peace symbol.
Right.
Now if you took that symbol and turned it around, it would be a peace symbol,
Right.
with the forks pointing up in the air.
I see.
But when the forks are pointing down, it's you know,
Very
it
interesting.
represents an opposite
Fascinating.
meaning.
Well,
and of
we'll-
course you have a cross as well, with an upside down cross, which is to be to blaspheme the Christian faith.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a look at more of these signs and perhaps take a look at some of the music that we have with us tonight. So we're going to pause for just a moment. We'll be back momentarily with Stephen and Linda Taylor.
Did you know that letting your car idle pollutes more than driving does? So remember, don't leave your engine running.
Just one of hundreds of things that we can do for our environment.
Let's do it now!
For your free booklet, contact Environment Canada.
We're back now with Stephen and Linda Taylor from Lower Sackville in Nova Scotia, who are our guests this evening on Town Talk as we look at the very controversial subject of Satanism and satanic messages in music. Stephen and Linda very profoundly and tragically involved, of course, because of the loss of their son 4 years ago. Well, Stephen and Linda, let's focus, if we can, for a few moments on these books we have and the fact that they're very, very much available to the general public.
Okay, the first one we have is the Satanic Bible, written by Anton LaVey, and he operates a church in San Francisco. It's the Church of Satan. You see his picture on the back of it, Anton LaVey. He's the gentleman who inspired this particular writing, and there's a book that goes hand in hand with this called the Satanic Rituals. Now, really, as far as satanic material goes, this is a joke book compared to what's out there, but this is one of the more common ones that get.
It's one of the books to look
It's
for.
the starter.
And where is it available, Linda? Is it available in many of the local stores?
Not now. A lot of the books, it's hard to get it. At one
But-
time, it
but-
was very
but
easy
these
to
two
get.
are.
It's very
This-
common.
These two are very easy.
These two are, here's another one, Necronomicon, and this involves the use of bones for performing spells and rituals, and quite often grave robberies will occur in order to get the bones that are required to perform the spells that are in this particular book.
Right.
And of course, here's another one by Anton LaVey called The Satanic Witch, and I picked this up at a Sears store in the Halifax Shopping Center. One day I was walking through and noticed it there.
Have you read any of these, Linda? Have you gone through some of them yourself or perused them, or have you any desire to do that?
No, I won't look through them.
You won't.
No.
And Stephen, you have,
I
obviously.
have, yes. The Satanic Bible, it's nothing more than hate literature. It's vile, it's vulgar, and it's perverted. And it's trash, is what it is. And Anton LaVey represents the atheistic type of Satanist that doesn't believe in Satan as a supernatural being or a spirit being. Anton LaVey writes in the book that every man is a god if he chooses to be one himself.
All right, now I have to tell you that last night I spent a considerable time watching much music, and specifically Judas Priest, who were spotlighted last evening, and listening to their head singer, their lead singer. And of course the denial was there that they are involved in any kind of satanic music, that one particular LP that they published perhaps focused on that for the purpose of making money, an attention grabber, and then following that there was no more reference or allusion to satanic messages at all in their subsequent albums. Now, is it not true, Stephen and Linda, that perhaps are you reading too much into the music? Is that possible?
No, I don't think so.
Not when the music tells you to take a gun and go blow your head off. How can you read too much into that? And if the kids like the beat or whatever it is on the music, okay, that's fine, use it. Change the words. Why can't they use nice words? Why can't they say something nice in their music? Why does it have to be all hate?
And are there not some groups, however, which do espouse and embrace causes such as conservation and nuclear energy and the greenhouse effect and so on, and with messages for young people to go out there and try to crusade to save the world, for the betterment of the world? Is there not that in many of these messages as well?
Not so much with the type of music that we're referring to, with the heavy metal, the black metal, the speed metal. A lot of the heavy metal, not all of it, okay? And we do have a lot to say about the heavy metal music, but because somebody listens to heavy metal music doesn't make them a Satanist, okay? But there is a tremendous amount of influence in the albums themselves. Now, just
perhaps you can pick up a few there.
Right, for an example, this has come out of a Motley Crue album, like some of the songs in the beginning, Shout at the Devil, God Bless the Children of the Beast. Here's a song, Bastard. It goes, consider the bastard dead, won't get screwed again, whoa, whoa, bastard, make it quick, blow off his head. You know, and it goes in here, you know, got your neck in the noose, I got nothing to lose, you know. And it's really about, you know, killing somebody or killing yourself. 10 Seconds to Love, Too Young to Fall in Love, you know, goes in and just by reading the lyrics that are on this album, and of course there itself is the pentagram right on the album cover. Now,
it's rather blatant, isn't it?
Well, Motley Crue says, well, it sells, you know.
Is it
that's what, you know, this is what the kids want to buy. Well, kids want to buy drugs too, and that's illegal.
Linda, do you suppose it's possible that perhaps these people are indicating that our society is not providing for our young people, that young people feel there's no future for them, as Derek might have felt, your own son, and these messages tell about the noose around their neck, whether it's an actual noose or it's metaphorically speaking, that the world is going in the wrong direction? Is that the message, perhaps, and not what you're saying that it is?
I agree that could be the message in there too, but it's also giving you a solution. It's telling you, okay, this is how the world is. It's a mess. So how do you deal with it? Give up.
You know, they even say, you know, they have a message in here. This album was recorded on Foster's Lager, Budweiser, Bombay Gin, lots of Jack Daniels, Kahlua and Brandy, Quackers and Krell, and Wild Women. You know, and they have some other, they've got similar statements on other albums that they use that are a lot more vulgar than that too.
Let's take a look at a few others that you have here, Stephen.
Okay, this is Iron Maiden. Now, you see here, this particular demon entity here is known as Eddie. And of course, Eddie is handling a puppet on a string, which is supposed to represent the devil or the beast. And the name of the album is The Number of the Beast. Now, this is the type of, when you start talking about Satanism, and especially people who really don't understand it or don't know much about it, this is the type of thing that they think you're talking about, this little man with the pitchfork.
Right.
But Satan isn't, you know, and people go into scenes looking for satanic activity, they're looking for this little demon, but it doesn't exist.
Do you suppose the picture on the front there, which is certainly outstanding, there's no question about that, that an attention grabber, that it's simply to sell records?
Well, it may be to sell records, but you see, young people are very influenced.
If it's to sell records, where did they get it? Where did they come up with this guy? Why does it got the devil on it? What is it trying to tell us? Our youth are, this is what they want? They want to worship the devil?
Well, obviously many don't. Right.
The number, like the number of the beast, you know, that's self-explanatory.
Okay, let's take a look at a few more.
We have another Motley Crue album. You have the art mass. You know, the
faces are drama.
Faces, yeah,
right.
are drama. But you noticed on the faces crying, there's a teardrop in the eye, which is blood. Okay, and it has the pentagram, the upside down pentagram on the forehead of the mask. Now that's quite there's the names on some of these: Louder Than Hell, Raise Your Hands to Rock, Save Our Souls.
And of course, here's one that was very, very popular some months ago.
Twisted Sister. Now, this may not seem a lot to most people. Right. This to me falls more in line with the necromancy. Okay, and of course, then you have one of the symbols, the occult symbols in bones between the twisted, in the name of the album. some of the names on this album: Burn in Hell, The Beast, just to name a few.
Well, without looking at all of them, I want you to focus on this one for a moment. Show that to our viewers.
Here we have Dio. And what you have here, you have a demon up here swinging a chain around, and the chain seems to have broken. And at the end of the chain, they have a priest chained up, and the priest is being cast into a lake, and he's chained so that he's going to drown. And the name of this particular album is Holy Diver. Now, if you look at the demon up here, he's making the horned hand, and this is a symbol you'll see quite commonly at the rock concerts. A lot of the youth attend, and it's they're quite knowledgeable about what they're what they're looking for. Rainbow in the dark, shame on the night, don't talk to strangers. There's a few, and this particular album, like I say, his name is Holy Diver.
Well, all right. What about the Dungeons and Dragons game? We'll get back to the music in a few moments. And my son, for example, who is 15 years old, finds them very challenging and intellectually stimulating. He loves them. Gets together with his friends in Truro, and I don't see any significant change in him at all, Stephen.
No, and it won't affect everybody. And because somebody's influenced by Dungeons and Dragons isn't going to make them a Satanist or a
follower.
A follower in that line. But what it does, it introduces them to the occult. There are many gods and deities within the game structure, and they're all demon gods. They're not, there's nothing respectable about the gods that they use. It creates, another, almost causes a person to form an alter personality other than themselves.
An alter ego.
Yeah, through playing the game. Now, we have seen cases where individuals have played the game for 2 or 3 years, and for some reason or another their character has been killed off, and they can't live with the fact that their character has been killed off, and they, the loss of that entity within themselves, they will kill themselves because of the loss, or they will play the game, and other members, in playing the game, will cast a spell on them, so to speak, and give them a spell.
I see. Linda, I want to get back to you for a moment. In your travels so far, for other parts of the Maritimes and the province, and you've been on the Shirley Show in Toronto, what kind of reaction did you get on that particular television show, for example, from the audience and from people who were there?
Oh, we've got a positive response from everybody. They've said thank you. You've opened up our eyes. We understand a bit more, and they've just been pleased that we've come and spoke to them.
And have you had some feedback from people as well, Linda, who have written to you or come to you and talked to you and said, thank you very much for being here, and perhaps I've been involved as a young man or young woman, or my son or daughter has been involved?
Oh,
Has that
definitely,
happened?
definitely. So that's why we started out, was because for 1 year, all I needed was to have someone tell me, just one person, that this does go on and it does exist, and there was no one out there. So when we have people call, and just to have someone say to them, yes, it is happening, and yes, it is going on, and what to look for and what to expect. It's a relief for them.
Do you feel an affinity with Derek now, Linda, in terms of perhaps you've dealt with the crisis and the tragedy and the loss of your son? Have you come to grips with all that now, knowing that you've gone, and your family, in another direction?
I guess in a way I have.
Stephen, how about you? How would you react to that question?
Well, although Derek isn't with us physically, he'll always be with us, in our hearts.
Spiritually.
And spiritually, he'll always be with us. And we just hope that we can, do some good with this tragedy, and help other people.
Well, I think you said it before we come on the air that I believe it was your son who mentioned to you, Mom, if we reach one individual, we will have done some good.
Yep.
And I mean, that has to be gratifying, doesn't it? Well, Linda and Stephen, I just wanted to say as we end that you come all the way from Halifax. We're taping this program on a Tuesday evening. You're appearing before, we hope, a wide audience tomorrow here in Sydney at the Best Western Motel. We wish you all the luck with that, and we trust that you'll be able to reach out to people out there who have many questions about this particular concept, and that you'll be able to help many who are looking for some kind of guidance. So my thanks to you for coming to Cable 10 to share your message with our viewers.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Stephen and Linda Taylor from Lower Sackville, And we're very pleased that they took the time to be with us here on Town Talk. And that's our time for this evening. We thank our producer, Paul Power, for all the help in editing this program. We'll be back here in 7 days. Until then, have a good week, and so long for now.